Hello YouTube! It's getting Christmassy as you can see. Hence I wanted to do something that also looks a bit more Christmassy and does not just smell Christmassy. So I wanted to buy for the next thing some of these silicone molds in a Christmassy theme. Do you know those kind of mold sheets like for muffins or for cupcakes or whatever? So I wanted to buy that in a Christmassy theme, and you'd think that should be easy to get around Christmas time. Far from it. I spent 4 hours on Oxford Street in shopping centres looking for something like this. I saw everything. I saw like the normal ones, like just like normal shapes, hearts. I was rather looking for something like little Christmas trees or little Santas, little snowmen, something along those lines. So I spent hours looking for that, and in the end I went back to the first shop I went to where I had found something like this already, but it was, let's say, they were just not as pretty. It's little Christmas trees and little Santas, but not the nicest kind of molds. It was rather ugly-ish kind of molds. You see what I mean? They're just really not pretty. Right, so with these bad boys, I want to do shower steamers. If you don't know what that is sort of a bath bomb, but for the shower, if you're in a hurry. If you know what I mean. You're basically supposed to put that while showering in your bathtub or in your shower or wherever you're having your shower. And then they just gradually dissolve, bubble, bubble, bubble. And if you put some nice essential oil, that's gonna go up in the air. You could, for example, have some peppermint oil in it, which would be great if you're having a cold, or you could just scent it with a Christmassy scent. Let's get started and try to get this together. We do need for the shower steamers some citric acid. I've got 100 grams of that. The same amount of sodium bicarbonate, some essential oils to scent the mixture, and I've got some water in a spray bottle here so I can spray it on whilst making them. And of course I got the molds. I'm gonna now tilt the camera again so you can see what's going on. To make the shower steamers also look a bit Christmassy, I want to dye them. For that I divide my ingredients. I'll use red color for the Santas and green for the Christmas trees. The color I'm using is by PME and it is food color to make sure it's non-toxic. I'm gonna start with the Christmas trees, adding the green color to the sodium bicarbonate. I'm not gonna add too much color because it's literally just gonna go down the drain, so I really just wanted to have a little bit of color to make it look nice. In the next step, I'm adding the essential oils. Since you're not applying the finished product directly onto the skin, you can use a bit more of the essential oils, but also not too much. I'm gonna wear some gloves so my fingers don't get stained by the color, and now I'm working the color and the essential oils into the sodium bicarbonate with my fingers. The mixture should have the texture of wet sand, so when I think it needs a bit more moisture, I add some water with a spray bottle and work that in thoroughly. In the next step, I add the citric acid and work that in as well. Depending on the texture, some more water might need to be added. Ideally, it should feel like wet sand that easily sticks together, but also easily crumbles apart again. As soon as you're happy with the texture, you can then fill the molds with the product and leave them to dry. The exact same thing I'm gonna do now with the other half of my ingredients, which I will dye red, to make the Santa shower steamers. For these, I'm using peppermint essential oil. I'm again working the dye and the essential oils into the sodium bicarbonate whilst adding water when necessary. I then add the citric acid again and work the mixture until I can fill it in the molds. I firmly press the mixture into the molds so the shower steamers get a dense structure. Now I leave the shower steamers to completely dry and harden. 3 days later, I think it's been 2 days later, I have no clue how many days later. Let's say 3 days later, just to be on the safe side for how long we need those to dry. I've got my Santas and my little Christmas trees. I definitely filled the Santas better. They're not as filled up to the rim as the Christmas tree. I mean, the Christmas trees are gigantic. They are massive. Could be that I had too much water in the Christmas trees because the dye I'm using is liquid as well. So maybe you can prevent them swelling and raising if you add a little less water. And once they're done, you just pop them out of the mold like this. One tip is to not remove the shower steamers too early from the molds, because that's what I did with this one here. And as you can see, it didn't really keep the print. This one here is far nicer. Don't make this mistake. They also smell nice. This is the peppermint version and this is the bergamot cinnamon one. So Christmassy scent goes with the deodorant. But I'm really pleased. I mean, how cool is that? How cool do they look like? They're actually really pretty. I have to say I was skeptical in terms of how the molds looked when I bought them. Also, like, because these are those single molds, so I thought like they might just really go apart and it looks ugly. This was luckily not the case. So really happy with the result. Really happy to have them now. If you would like to have your own shower steamers, why not try the recipe? Let me know in the comments box below how it went. You can of course use other molds, other scents. And if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. You can subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any new videos. I'll aim to do some more DIYs before Christmas. Let's see how many I can get done, recorded, edited, out there. Visit my Instagram page where I'm gonna post a picture with the shower steamers. Anyways, you'd think that should be easy. You see what I mean? They're really so ugly. Yeah, I went back where I had found something like menthol, some whatever, massive Hulk like Christmas trees where you've got like 6 or 8 and like always the same thing, but it's like in the, something like that, which is breathing. Yes. Okay, no. Seriously, these are the most ugly molds I've ever seen. 2 days later. Bad boys it's been. Anyways, let's go with 3 days. I mean, the Christmas trees are gigantic. They are massive. They are almost double the size of the Santas. They really should be half the size they are. But in the end, they're really cool. I mean, look how cool. I mean, I even like the... Look at this, how cool is that? This Christmas tree is amazing. I'm sorry that I called you ugly. Alright, I get it. Hearts for Christmas time, like... sort of a... I do get it, but maybe for Valentine's. And then they just gradually dissolve. And so you basically try to get this together. Like...